I'm joined by Michael Holding again this afternoon to look back on the first test between England and West Indies here at Lords, one that England have won by 5 wickets in the end, but there were a few tense moments early in the day. They were 57 for 4 about half an hour into the day's play. Mikey, were you impressed by what West Indies showed during this game? They faded towards the end, but there were a few positives for them to take out of it.
Lots of positives, Andrew. I was very happy with the way the West Indies stood up and fought in this test match. But this has been true of this West Indies team since they played against Australia in the Caribbean. They lost again against Australia there, yes, but no one could fault their commitment, their attitude. Just a matter of the skill levels needing to be improved a little bit. I think if we had a much better bowling attack, a slightly stronger bowling attack, we'd have an outstanding chance of winning this test match. Kemar Roach has been the lion in this bowling attack. He has bowled so well, Australia in the Caribbean, here now in England, but there's not enough depth. There isn't enough support there for him, and he alone just cannot get the job done. It's unfortunate that there aren't other good fast bowlers and productive fast bowlers around to help him, but I can't fault this West Indies team. They are trying.
So you talk about the bowling attack. Ravi Rampal was injured for this test. Shane Shillingford, who bowled very well against Australia, is in the squad, didn't play. There's one or two niggles in the camp we've heard after this test. What do you think would be their best prospects going forward to the second test?
Well, I would think that Shane Shillingford has to play. I thought he should have played here at Lords. I understand that the reason that he didn't play is because he says he can't feel the ball in his hands. He can't grip it. It's too cold and he can't feel the ball in his hands. Well, this is England. He might get better weather at Trent Bridge, yes, but you have got to adapt wherever you go. You have got to be able to do your job under all sorts of conditions. The West Indies need Shane Shillingford. If Sam is going to be playing in the team, that's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, weaken the bowling attack. Sam is not really a test bowler. In England, he might be able to do a little bit better because of the conditions, but if you have Shillingford bowling lots of overs, that will help a great deal, because then people like Roach and Sammy and whoever else is the third quick bowler will get a bit more rest. If you have all seam bowlers, none of them are capable of bowling extremely long spells. None of them can give you 12 and 14 and 15 over spells like a spinner can. So you're going to find yourself falling short in the bowling department without the depth that is required. So Shillingford has to play.
It was the batting on the fourth day that kept West Indies in the match. Shiv Chanderpaul, another display of concentration that we all know he can produce. But yeah. Marlon Samuels played a very good innings. We spoke about him briefly on the second day after he'd given away his innings in the first. Did his display of 86 fill you with more confidence about what he can produce for the rest of the series?
Yes, and I hope that he approaches every innings from now on like the way he approached this one. He batted 76 deliveries for his first 30 runs. He fought, he edged a few balls fell short of the slip cord and he got hit on his shoulder, but he stood up there and he fought through that period. When things became a little bit easier, you could see how good a player he is. He played all his shots. He was using his feet to the spinner swan. He was on the back foot cutting. He was pulling the fast bowlers. You can see that Marlon Samuels is a talented cricketer. But he's no longer a youngster. People can't keep on saying Marlon Samuels is inexperienced. He's no longer inexperienced. I think he's played somewhere near to 50 test matches or 40 something test matches. And he has to now start producing on a regular basis for the West Indies. Marlon Samuels' talent far exceeds his production at the moment, and I would hope this is the turning point.
If we just turn our attention to England, was it a case ultimately of class and depth outing? I mean, like I mentioned, they were 50 for 4. They had to work hard to get some wickets yesterday, but they found a way in the end, and today Alistair Cook and Ian Bell finished off quite emphatically. Have they just got too much class for this West Indian team at the moment?
They're a much stronger team than the West Indies team. I think that is quite obvious. When you look at the West Indies team, look at the people that have been performing. Chanderpaul, and then of course Marlon Samuels came in and got some runs with the bat. The bowling, Roach. Shillingford did well against Australia, but he didn't play in this test match. It has all been Roach. So there's a lot of depth to England. There's not a lot of depth to the West Indies. But with that lack of depth, I am proud of this West Indies team, the way that they fought in this test match.
You say you're proud of the West Indies team. I know you have strong views about how the game is being run off the field. So do you think this is progress they're making despite of issues they still have to confront, rather than being helped by necessarily everything that they should be off the field?
They have made progress as far as the attitude and commitment is concerned, Andrew, and that is the first step. I'm very, very happy to see that. I said that when I saw them play against Australia. That's the first step. But there are other steps that have to be taken. Attitude, commitment, fitness alone cannot get any job done. You need skill, you need talent, you need performance, and that is the next step.
Just looking ahead to Trent Bridge, it's known as a reputation for a ground that helps seamers. It's generally a very good test wicket. Do you think those are conditions that will suit West Indies, or are you concerned that it may expose their batting lineup, especially the inexperienced top three?
England, Andrew, is going to be difficult for the West Indies, whichever pitch they play on, whichever kind of conditions they play under, unless it's a bright, sunny, hot day when the ball isn't doing a lot. It's going to test these West Indies batsmen. One would hope that with Chandra Paul getting runs, with Marlon Samuels getting runs here, and of course Ramlin got a few runs in latter stages, Bharat showed that he is capable, that these guys will step up, get a few more runs, and the ones who haven't been getting any runs will start making a few runs as well. It's not going to be easy. Life wasn't meant to be easy. These guys are inexperienced. This is England playing against the #1 ranked team in the world. As I said, I was proud of the way they fought here in this first test match. They need some other people to start stepping up and performing, and perhaps we'll get a better performance at Trent Bridge.
Well, Mikey, thank you for joining us during this test. We'll catch you again at Trent Bridge next week, and I hope you start to enjoy some of the slightly warmer weather we're just starting to have now in our summer.
Thank you very much, Andrew. My pleasure.